Hey, what is up, Spider-Man fans? We've got a brand new trailer on our hands for today, and this one finally shows us the full extent of the photo mode feature we'll get with the upcoming PS4 exclusive. From what I was able to see so far, there are tons of options in it, leaving a lot of room for creativity, and I believe that this is probably the most extensive photo mode I've seen so far in any video game up until now. Of course, as you know, this feature is planned to come out at the same time with the base game. It's just that it will be part of a day one update among many other cool things. To access the photo mode, all you need to do is enter the pause menu and then navigate to the fourth option right beneath the manual save in order to access it. You can do this at any point while actively playing without much restrictions. Of course, you won't be able to access this during cutscenes, for example, and this is for obvious reasons, or at the very least this is the conclusion I've come up with after seeing the trailer itself. When entering photo mode, you'll see that there are 5 tabs on the top, and you'll be able to navigate them using the left and the right bumpers on your controllers. From left to right, we have controls for the camera, the lenses, filters and frames, overlays, and finally the selfie. On top of these, there's also an additional window for stickers, but I'll cover all of these and more as the video goes on, so I hope you all sit comfy in your chairs and let's get to it. Starting off with the camera, this is the first one available, and it gives you several control options for the type of camera as well as the angles themselves. There are 3 types of cameras that I've seen so far, and they are free, orbit, and selfie. Of course, they are all self-explanatory, but the free camera gives you liberty to pick any point of the scene that you want. The orbit one, I'm assuming, is the one that pretty much floats around the subject, so like you can see around it, but it will always be in point and it will always be in the focus of the camera. And then we have the selfie, which is also self-explanatory. There's even an option to turn off hero visibility in here if you want to take, for example, screenshots of the environment and not having Spidey in the way. Finally, we have the tilt control, which lets you adjust those angles for an even more refined control over your screenshots. Nonetheless, all of this looks pretty cool, and it's the general stuff that you find in any photo mode. But moving on to the lenses, we also have these ones, and they basically extend the controls over the initial tab. And of course, here I'm talking about options over the field of view, focus distance, and aperture. You can adjust the camera lens to be closer or further away from the subject. You can apply like depth of field effect in the background, and it definitely looks pretty cool if you want to bring that fake HDR effect in the image. Moving over to the third one, which is filter and frames, this is where things get wild. There are plenty of filters to pick from here, from the usual ones like the vintage or monochromatic to more vivid or filmic ones. I believe that there are at the very least like 10 of them in total. You can also adjust how strong or weak the filter can be, so if for example you find a filter to be really good looking but find it to be very strong, you can definitely reduce its potency by using the second option. And then there's also the most awesome one, which is the frame selection. At the very least there are 10 frames you can pick from, and all of them look awesome. There's basically everything imaginable in it, but I find the coolest one to be the comic book cover, and it seems that a lot of folks out there are also of the same opinion. So yeah, this raises the question if someone is dedicated enough to create a full comic book special from the in-game screenshot using the in-game photo mode alone. Knowing how crazy fans can get, I'm definitely expecting something like this, and there are definitely enough tools in the game to pull this one off. The fourth tab is all about overlays, and this gives you more hands-on control over the amount of vignetting and film grain you can apply to your images. Finally, we have number 5, which is of course the selfie option, and this gives you control over emotes, over eye intensity, and over the lights. Only a couple of emotes were shown in the trailer though, like the angry or squint emote, but I'm assuming there are at least another couple of these in it. Now, I'm not sure how we'll able to use these emotes beneath that mask, but I'm curious to see how this will look when, for example, playing with MJ or Peter during the certain scenes when they are available to play with. Nonetheless, it looks pretty dope so far, and Insomniac has stated that they want a photo mode with more options than even the one in God of War, which in itself is already like good enough and advanced enough for most people, so I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing so far. Now, you might be thinking that these are all the options available, and you would be wrong, because Insomniac has also decided to add a sticker mode with 10 available layers in total. There are dozens of available stickers, it seems, from masks to comic effects, texts and more. You can even apply comic book webs or chat bubbles to it, so if you want to create your very own comic book, it seems that there's definitely the possibility to do that. From what I'm seeing so far, this is definitely a solid feature and way more advanced than I've initially anticipated, even bigger than the one in God of War, so definitely Insomniac has put a ton of effort in this one. Other than this, there isn't much info out there in the newest trailer, but I did see some more juicy stuff by people who posted early gameplay footage. Nothing that falls too much in the spoilers territory, is just some normal gameplay, but I have seen some of the suits in action as well as some of their powers, and it's way crazier than I've initially anticipated. I mean, there are some powers out there that I have definitely not expected, and some of these suits definitely look awesome. I won't say too much, nor can I show any footage of this, but I hope you guys understand this. I will say that there is a certain suit that you can unlock, and this one gives you the power to electrify your own fists when fighting the bad guys, and that in turn will create a chain lightning that zaps all the enemies close to him, so it's pretty awesome. It's like almost playing like Zeus. Also, your fists like become engulfed in electricity. It's some very awesome cool blue effect, but this is not the only cool effect I've seen. There are definitely more on top of these. I just wanted to mention this one because it's so freaking awesome. Nonetheless, you'll probably love the combat in this game, as it's definitely different compared to how it was in previous Spider-Man games. Oh, and by the way, when switching suits, you don't have to go back to your home or to a drawer like you had to do, for example, in the previous Spider-Man games. All you need to do is enter an interface menu and pick your favorite suit from over there, and you will also be able to exchange its powers. So as long as you've unlocked another suit, you'll be able to like pick the powers that that one brings to you. So all in all, pretty modular, pretty awesome, and this is pretty much all the time that we have for today. Also all the info that I was able to gather. I hope you guys enjoyed this video though, and if you did, a like and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to activate the notification button for more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one, so peace out.